Hey, welcome back. This is Kevin from KTG HATs. Welcome to Hats and Guitars. Today we have a beautiful KTG hat called the Starlight. It's reminiscent of a certain Italian vintage hat that's disappeared from our realm, and this is my take on it. It's a little different shaped crown, a little different width ribbon, a little different bow, but a similar vibe. So a lot of people are doing the teardrop with it, which just looks stunning. You could see that. I like the teardrop. Some people are just doing a center crease. Today we're going to put a Cattleman crease in it and do a kind of a quasi open road kind of a crease. These are really nice for that. They're very sturdy felt. And I'm going to start off with Bill's hat. I'm going to do a little stretching on this open road. All right, let's work on this brim here for Bill. We did a big stretch on this open road. You can see that's how much stretch. If that little gap is still there at the end, we'll fill it up with a little piece of scrap leather. Right. Cut up an old guitar strap or an old sweatband from a junk hat or something. Let's just get this flange back up. Right? There we go. Mr. Flange is back in town. Okay, work out some of those wrinkles. Good. Alright, let's get down to the nitty gritty now, guys. The reason why we came here today. Yeah, well, there's all your open roads, Bill, if you want to see them. There's one. Another. There's another. There's another. So they're all done. All four. Let me just do a little tuning up now. Alrighty. Next on the agenda, KTG Starlight. Let's put on my work helmet and let's get rocking. Okay, here is a KTG, the way it comes from the factory. Comes in a corrugated carton inside a nice hat box, very deep, a little deeper than usual. Good handles. This beauty belongs to Nathan. It's called the KTG Starlight. Alright, let's steam that band. Just got a little bit wrinkled from the box. Not much though, a little tiny bit. Nothing that 5 seconds of steam won't help. Okay, so this is our, I don't know, Alessandria-esque hat. It's similar, it's very similar to the old Premier Stratoliner or the old vintage Alessandria hats. It's basically a fedora with 5-line, very thin trim instead of a big wide band. And it hasn't been shaped yet. It hasn't been creased or pinched. That's it. This is not that different from this. You know, these kind of start out like that, and then they make a crease, they make pinches. But the open crown hats, you can shape by hand. They have more depth, and they have more width this way. So they don't taper, like the way my hat tapers into a letter A. This has less of that, it goes straight up. So you can get a little bit more of that old-fashioned 1940s Humphrey Bogart kind of a vibe, or the old like Indiana Jones thing where the hats look very rectangular and tall. That's basically the old open crown look. So if that's the style you're going for, you order a Starlight, a Nostalgia Premier, a Galaxy Premier, or something open crown, a Venture. Okay, so Nathan wants a very simple open road style Cattleman crease on this, and that's it. So this is a stock open road. Shouldn't be that hard to do. The brim lengths are very similar, you can see. It's not that different. I mean, if it's a 1/4 inch difference, that's 1/8 of an inch on each side. It's very, very small. So the difference between a 2.5 inch brim and a 2 3/4 inch is just so minimal. But you can see it. You can see and feel it on the person's head, even though it's only 1/8 of an inch on each side, which is nothing. You can feel it. And there's always a little bit of pressure when you're doing work like this, you know. You got to just dive into it, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to steam down the center here, like an ellipse, kind of an oval, where the crease would be, okay? And then we're going to steam the sides where the Cattleman creases would be, like those little letter D-shaped creases on the side. So we'll steam there and in the middle, basically the whole top of the hat and the top sides. And then we just, we're going to do this method, center crease, and these 2 fingers also. We'll do 3-finger center crease. Make a Cattleman. All right? So let's get it really nice and wet and nice and hot before we steam, okay? And before we shape. Okay, so you just do that, and then you go and you make corrections. You want this to be like a letter D, round at the bottom, straight at the top. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch these in a little harder now. Just tweaking everything, shaping it, making corrections, making things more symmetrical, centered. Distinctive part of the open road crease are these corners. See the way they look there? Something like that, but you want them to be even, obviously. And here's open road corners, you see them? Alright, so let's tighten up those two pinches now. It's still, okay, next we want to work on this stuff here. I want to make this line a nice curve, smooth with no wrinkles. Before we do that, let's let this cool and harden up, okay? I love you guys. All right. All right, let's leave this for now. Let's let it cool and then make some corrections. It's that Stratoliner Premier shape, I guess. It's basically an open road with a 2.5-inch brim. We do offer this hat in a 2 3/4-inch brim. It's called the Opal, O-P-A-L. That is a hat that will be coming out in the next run in March. Run 4. Yeah, it's not perfect. We'll get it perfect though. We always do. I'm going to leave this as is now. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back to it later or in the morning and we'll make some corrections and stuff. I want this to really harden up now. KTG hats. If we don't have it, you don't need it.